I like to tell people this as often as possible because you forget, you don't file claims every day. I understand that. Insurance is boring as hell. I understand that too, right? But this is the deal. I want to talk to you about documentation. And in this case, what I'm talking about is taking a ton of photos and video and keeping receipts and notes, because this is what we say in the insurance industry. If you don't have it written down and there is no proof, it never occurred or it doesn't exist. You have to show proof. You can't just expect, like, if somebody 2 streets over came and knocked on your door and said, hey, I've damaged my property because of your son or daughter, you'd be like, oh man, shoot, what happened? You'd get some information and then you'd probably say, I'd like to see what happened. Do you have any proof? And you might not say it that way, but ultimately you have to be fair with the insurance company if you expect them to be fair with you. Again, if there is no proof, it didn't happen. If it's not documented, it doesn't exist. But this is the deal. We have cell phones now. They are so easily used to document damage with pictures. Take as many pictures as you possibly can. You don't have to use them all. But if there's a picture that you needed and you didn't take it, do you want to get back on the roof? Or is it the damage, is it still there if you've mitigated it, right? You have to show proof, pictures and video. And no matter how small or inconsequential you think a piece of proof or evidence or receipts are, keep it. Keep it till the claim is fully paid at the very minimum. And you might want to keep it longer depending on the situation, right? Because what if you have to go back in 6 months because you discover more damage to the property and you threw away all the stuff because you thought the claim was finished? Just keep it. If you can keep it for 3 years, do so. It will serve you, I promise. It will help me help you, because then we can look at the proof of what occurred and how it compares to your policy and how we can get the insurance company to pay the claim fully. So when I say document everything, sometimes you might document notes while you're talking to somebody on the phone. So if you're talking to an insurance adjuster or somebody from the customer service department, have a notepad. And I would tell you to use the same notepad for every single call or every single interaction with an adjuster or somebody like that. Just make notes. Who did you talk to? What time? What is their title? What is their extension? What was the conversation about? It's as simple as that, okay? But you want to document that information, because if you have to go back and look at the notes, it'll be a lot easier to remember what occurred because you wrote it down. Because especially depending on the damage of say a hail claim or a fire claim, there is a lot of stress. There's a lot of duress. There is a lot of emotion that is happening around this claim or this loss, right? And the higher the emotion, the less likely it is that you are going to remember properly. It's called cognitive dissonance. Look that up on Google. But cognitive dissonance says that when you're in the situation, you start omitting details because it's such a highly charged, if it's an argument or if it's a loss, whatever it might be, the stress increases, the amount of details that you remember decreases, okay? And so make notes, take a ton of pictures, take video with your phone, whatever you have to do, document the hell out of your claim and your loss, because it's up to you to prove the damage. And if you can't prove it, how can you expect the insurance company to pay? Like, we battle insurance companies on a daily basis, but you have to be fair. And I would say, if you have no proof, how do you expect them to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna totally pay for this. $25,000? Here you go, here's a check for 25 grand. It's not gonna happen, trust me. But if you can prove the damage and you have, so the other part of this is, say you cut out something in the wall that was wet and dirty and you wanted to get that out of the house and maybe into the garage, do not throw that away. Take pictures of what you're doing. Take before, during, after, on the floor, and then put it in a corner in your garage or your basement that you can go back to and grab it and show the insurance adjuster, or you can show us. The more proof you have, the better documented your claim is, the more likely it is to get it paid fully and fairly. But if you need help because the insurance company is not paying your claim fairly or fully, and they're underpaying your claim or denying your claim outright, contact us today, bellatorclaims.com.